The internet troll. Let's define the internet troll, ladies and gentlemen. An internet troll is someone who posts inflammatory, irrelevant, or offensive content online to intentionally disrupt or antagonize others. Trolls can be found on many sites, including social media, news sites, discussion forums, and YouTube. And they also often are anonymous. They don't want you to know who they are because, quite frankly, quite honestly, trolls are cowards and cannot stand by the convictions behind their own name or show their own face. That's right. Because they're not serious about what they do. They think an internet troll is like the class clown in the back of the room, right? They're there seeking attention. They're there throwing the paper airplanes and making fun of the teacher and being a fucking idiot, and that's all that they really know how to do. They have absolutely no merit, no talent, and no skill. Because if they did, they wouldn't be internet trolls. They would be the one being trolled. You see, successful people are the ones that get trolled. And man, look at it. I'm LP, writer and creator of Nyobi and Savage Sin, the comic books, and I have my fair share of trolls. I've dealt with trolls now for the last 10 years. And here's the thing. You can't out-troll a troll. That's right. I am the master of this game. Hell, I invented this game. No one does it better than I do. And what's funny is there's a small group of trolls in this defunct, vile, almost forgettable movement now called Comicsgate, where it's all about hate. It's all about being hateful, being spiteful, being canceled, and being trolls to others. I mean, they all look up to their master, Ethan Van Sciver, for that, who's been trolling one Eric July and many other creators, including small-time creators such as myself, for the last 2 to 3 years, if not longer. So he's got these groups of minions, right? We all heard minions before, right? Your little lackeys that go out and do what you want them to do, whether you directly tell them or not. They think that's what you want, so that's what they go ahead and do, and they act in your behalf. So there is like a troll leader of the army of trolls, right? These trolls here that I'm going to be talking about are nobodies. They're minions. They're losers. They're the scrubs of the universe, right? The dirt bags, But it's quite funny to take a look, to take an inside peek once in a blue moon at these trolls, to show you, the average person, just how stupid and silly the world of comic books can actually be, and why it's important for you to support people like me and ignore the trolls. This is it. So we're going to take a look at this group. They call themselves the Comicsgate Church, but they are the furthest thing away from being saintly, if you will, at all. They pride themselves on being trolls. This is what gives them meaning in the day. This is what they wake up for, right? Let's go troll Nyobi because that's what makes me feel like a big man, They're just dirtbags. So what happened here? The story is that this Wuhan guy goes into a comic book shop thinking that no one's ever heard of Nyobi. That my book is not in shops and that I'm full of shit and that he's never been to a shop that has Nyobi. So he puffs out his chest, he pulls out his camera, he walks into this shop and asks the fucking comic book guy about Nyobi, and guess what? They have the book. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. You and I are going to watch it with my commentary. Let's go. All right. So we're back. And here's the thing. So they got this little video. What did I find in the comic book graveyard? So now they look at comic book shops as being the graveyard, right? So these guys can't have it both ways, right? Either my book is in shops or it's not in shops. So when they find out it's actually in shops, to their demise, then they go, well, now it's in the graveyard collecting dust, right? So it doesn't matter, how many times you prove a point to them. Trolls will always move the goalpost. That's what they do, right? It's like, oh, well, you got me there, so I'm going to put a spin on it like this. Sorry, boys, you lost. The book's in shops. The great thing about being in shops is that someone can do exactly what Wuhan did And that's go into a shop and say, hey, do you got Nyobi? And the guy goes, why, yes, we do. And they go right straight to the back issue bin, pull open the box and hand you the book. None of these guys will ever be able to do that. None of these guys are ever going to be able to go into the shop and say, hey, you got Wuhan's book? Because the guy's going to look at him with 3 fucking heads and go, what the fuck? What the hell's a Wuhan? And what's his book? Because guess what? They've never been to the dance. They will never be to the dance. All they can ever do is dream to be me. Let's watch. So here we go. We're on the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Countdown to embarrassment here is on its way, right? So there's the comic book shop guy right there. You know, it looks like a nice enough dude running the shop. He's got a pretty big shop. And you got Wuhan here going, you got Nyobi. And he says it wrong like 10 or 15 different times. So the poor guy here is just doing his job, right? Trying to find the book. Eventually, you know, they finally get the spelling right. And he's like, no, guess what? I think I do got it. Nyobi. And they're like, yeah, no, Antarctic Press. Yeah. And what he ends up doing here is after they're done trolling the name, he actually goes and looks it up in a system like any good comic book shop would. And to appease the customer now, he is going to go and find the book. He's going to go over to a big stack of back issues here. You see this island of back issues, right? Kind of much like my comic book shop would have. And everything is inventoried. Everything is categorized. Okay. Usually things are in alphabetical order. And that makes things easy to find. You know, it's not a graveyard. It's a treasure trove, right? Anytime I get to go to the comic book shop and do the deep dive into the back issue bins, it is a treasure trove. It is awesome stuff that has been there either recently or for a while, waiting for someone to come pick up, right? Like for someone to go into the comic book shop and look for Nyobi would be like me going into the comic book shop now looking for Evangeline or Darkchild. You know, these are the hidden gems that you hope to find. It's like going into a Walmart and you see that big box of DVDs for $5 and they all suck, but you dig down to the bottom and you find the really, really good ones. That's what happens here. You know what I mean? This guy's like, yeah, we got the book. Which one do you want? Do you want Birthright? Do you want Origins? Do you want Outbreak? Because he's got a copy of each, I think. And most good comic book shops will hold on to at least one copy of the books. So they have one in stock. You know, when I go to my comic book shop and let's say I pull out Darkchild #1 and it's the last one they got. Well, they will actually write that down in a book because they know we need another Darkchild #1 in the back issue bins in case someone else comes and looks for it. So here he comes. He's right to the file cabinets here. These are gorgeous, right? He opens it up and, you know, he's going through the ends, right? And it's actually right over here. And if you look really close, you'll be able to see it. And in fact, one of the Dinkle dorks here says, yeah, I think I just saw it. And boom, there it is. He's going to pull them out here right now. There's Nyobi Birthright right there. There's Nyobi Origins right there. I mean, he's got 4 issues of Nyobi there, right? So that's Birthright #3 with the Ben Dunn cover. Shout out to the Sensei Ben Dunn. These guys will never have a Ben Dunn cover, by the way. That's Courtney Rose Dameron there. Beautiful woman. In fact, the ladies draw the ladies more sexy than the men do. That's Nyobi Origins right there. That's a variant cover. That's Outbreak #1. That's an Iron Maiden homage. And that's Birthright right there. Issues 1 and 2, double size issue. And so Wuhan is like, did you know that this comic book is about abortion? It's about abortion. This guy's a loser. This is about abortion. Right? He's trying to make a point, and his whole point was he tried to go into the comic book shop hoping that he would have on camera the guy going, we don't have Nyobi. We don't even know what that is. And when that didn't happen, this guy quickly had to shift gears and go, oh shit, they actually have the book. So I got to try and put some other spin on this. There is no other spin. You will never be here. You will never meet this accolade. Okay, you guys can only wish that someone can go into a comic book shop and ask for your book and then have the shop actually pull it out and sell it to you. That is the power of being in comic book shops, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it's about. These losers are never going to know that. I am part of comic book history. I will be part of comic book history forever. It is just the way it is. You know, it really has to be understood here that trolls are going to indeed be trolls, and you never really should pay them any attention, which is why I often don't anymore. And the only reason why we even covered this today was because it was such a great L for them. It was so funny for me to watch this live, and it was so hard for me not to chime into the chat, but you don't, right? You just watch silently, and when you get the victories, then you take them on the trolls. This was a victory on the trolls, man. For months, like, his book ain't in shops. You can only get his book in Canada. You know, anything they could say to try and mock me or make any achievement that I have look bad, all fucking backfired in their face with that video. 100%, right? Everything I said was true. Everything I continue to say is true. Being in shops still is the place to be. And they're like, well, he just lost his diamond deal. Well, guess what? There are lots of interested buyers who are going to pick up Diamond. Antarctic Press is now looking at maybe going with Massive Comics, which, guess what, boys, means we're back. Meat's back on the dinner table. It means I'll be back in shops. We are going to do it. The Diamond hiccup is just that. It's a hiccup. People still want to be in shops. We're still fighting to be in shops. That's why Mike Barron went with Antarctic Press with the Thin Blue Line. That's why Ethan Van Sciver had talked about it in the past. And if you doubt that, I have the video clips. I can prove it, right? So guys, don't feed the trolls. Make them starve. And every now and then, go ahead and show the world just how dumb the trolls really are. Guys, I'm LP. I'm glad you were able to join us today. And we only got one more thing to talk about. Nyobi Outbreak, number 4. On Kickstarter, confirmed, Valentine's Day. I'm going to tell you more about it here in just a second. And just who is today's sponsor? Well, it's me, Austin. It's been me all along. And guys, we are proud to announce that Nyobi Outbreak 4 is confirmed, set in stone. For Valentine's Day, February 14th, we will go live with this project. As you can see right up there in the red. Congratulations, your project, Nyobi Outbreak number 4, has been accepted. So guys, if you have been buying your Nyobi in comic book shops, your 1 to 3s, as we just saw in the video, if you want number 4, you're going to have to come to Kickstarter for the time being. Eventually, we'll get these back out in shops once Antarctic Press signs a new deal with whoever they're going to go with for distribution. And trust me, something is going to happen. I kind of know someone that knows someone that knows someone on the inside, right? So trust me, things are underway. Talks are being had. But in the meantime, why not come to Kickstarter? Check out the variant covers. We got lots of things going on. Right now, you can go ahead and click on the Notify Me on Launch right here. Right now, we have 125 sexy people who are doing that. We just put the launch page up a couple of days ago, so it'll already have 125 followers. Waiting for us to go live is very encouraging. It's a good sign. We like it, man. So this is it, man. We're going to have Nyobi Outbreaks 1, 2, 3, and 4 available. All the previous issues are going to be available. Savage Sin 1 and 2, Nyobi the trade paperback, the crossover I did with Ben Dunn for Nyobi Penguina, all going to be available, including a sample of what you're going to see right here, which is a couple of the different variant covers that we got going on, of course, from Zenoscope legend Keith Garvey right here, bringing Ariel and Nyobi to the forefront. And from another bucket list artist, man, so glad to be able to work with this gentleman. So cool. Mr. Ali Garza, of course, describe the artist behind this cover right here. Colors by Dan the Man Overa. It's Nyobi Outbreak 4, guys. We got 10 gorgeous covers from names that you know, like John Stinsman, Ali Garza, Keith Garvey, man. The list goes on. Dudes, dudettes, don't miss it. February 14th, won't you be Nyobi's Valentine? We'll see you then.